by this time, you get a $10 million check, but you've been getting multi-million-dollar checks for a while now as you continue to be undefeated. Do you invest your money? Do you splurge? Do you, you're coming from, because you're coming from a family that didn't have money. So a lot of times you just don't know what to do with money in these types of situations. So how do you handle your money?
I'm going to tell you what I did. They got a street here named Larry Holmes Drive. And when you go back outside, guys, down the end of the driveway, you see one of the investments. I had a statue of mine down at the end of my driveway. I got a street named after me, Larry Holmes Drive, and there's a statue down there, And two buildings on the side, across the street, is LDA, Larry and Diane Holmes buildings. I built two big skyscraper buildings. But I guess about about $7 million I spent down there, and I paid cash because I'm afraid of that something's gonna happen to me if I don't do the cash. So I'm gonna do it now, so I don't have to worry about it no more. I made a pretty good profit. I made pretty good dollars. I got a nice house here. I got 4 acres of land. I got my 6-car garage. I got cabana. I got swimming pool outdoor. I got swimming pool indoor. I got tennis over here and basketball. I'm okay. Listen, you don't have to throw me no party, but if you want it, I'll be glad to come. So, hey, and I try to earn my money this way and by speaking to other people about my boxing career.
Well, after that fight, you continued to win over and over again, and you get to the point where you're 48-0. And Rocky Marciano had that 49-0 thing that everyone started talking about around that time.
Yep.
And you had the fight with Spinks.
They killed me. They killed me unfairly because I was going up against a legend that you can't beat. You can't beat a legend. But people agitated and called me names and made me call people other names, and like I'm a racist, And I'm like this, man. Half of my family is white now. Where's yours? My daughter married a white guy, my son married a white girl, and I got a bunch of white people in my family. Now you're gonna call me a racist? They eat in the house, I eat over there. You gonna call me a racist? Okay, I'm a racist then. Call me anything you want. I don't care what people say about Larry Holmes. I'm genuine, perfect. I'm a good guy. Inside this heart, this body, I'm a genuine person.
Well, from your point of view, how did the fight with Spinks go?
I beat him. I could have beat him better than I did, but I knew I couldn't win because Butch Lewis had Michael and had the judges and stuff like that, and they didn't care about Larry Holmes. I ruled in Las Vegas for a long time before I even talked to Michael Spinks. I didn't even know who Michael Spinks was before I started fighting out there in Las Vegas. And I think I did a good job. I think I made a lot of people a lot of money out there in Las Vegas. And if they want to say that Michael Spinks won the fight, fine. It's okay with me. And when I see Michael out in surroundings, I always say, hey, Mike, how you doing, old buddy? I go on about my business.
When the fight ended and the judges scored the fight and Spinks got the championship, and this was your first loss after 48 consecutive wins, how did you feel in that?
I felt like, what you call it, because they didn't want me to win. Listen, Marciano, I said to people that he couldn't carry my jockstrap, and it wasn't no embarrassing slam. I said, he couldn't carry my jockstrap. I got to come to my chest, and he gonna hit me up here, and I'm a boxing back, you know. I said, he couldn't carry my jockstrap. But if that's what y'all want, that's what you got. My son, you said what you wanted. He was a great man, but he couldn't whoop me. I'm 6'3", 240 pounds, and going to fight a guy 5'2.5". Come on, give me a break. And I tried to tell the people that, and they didn't want to hear it. They want to say, oh, you're racist, you're president. I thought, okay, I'm a racist, I'm a president. But look, why don't you come over to my house and have dinner with us? Have dinner, my dinner with my brothers and sisters and stuff, you know. It's crazy. I'm a long way from being a racist. If I did, I'd throw your ass out of this house.
Okay, so what you're saying is you think that because Rocky Marciano had this 49-0 record and he was a white boxer, they purposely had you lose the Spinks fight so you wouldn't beat his record or match his record?
Yeah, or match it or whatever. I tell you what, if I was white, I wouldn't have been going through the stuff that I'd have been champion. I'd have been champion. Because I'm a likable person. People like me.
Eventually, Mayweather ended up going 50-0 and ended up beating Rocky Marciano's record. How did you feel?
Man, listen, I don't pay no mind. I don't pay that stuff no mind. They fight. Mayweather's getting ready to fight somebody over here in Las Vegas. I don't even care. I ain't even going. I don't even want to go to the fight. You know, I don't appreciate fights like I used to. I can call them because every time there's a job to come up, being an announcer or something, they never call Larry Holmes for it. I done beat everybody out there, man. I done whooped everybody. And when they want somebody to do something, they'll call Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, and tell him to call the fight. You know, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you know, boxing, they don't treat boxers right unless you in the act that they're doing. If you're not in the act, you don't get deals.
Well, I mean, I will say this. Recently, Floyd Mayweather had an interview with Fat Joe, and he picked you over any heavyweight in history.
Smart. He's smart. And it's true, you know. Listen, man, it is true. Better than all of them. When I was fighting with Ali and boxing Ali, he was the greatest. He was the greatest. But, you know, a lot of things he did, or you know, I could have done that, and I did that. A lot of that stuff. And he was a mercenary. He didn't care about if he was punching you in your face and you all like this and you not. He don't care. He don't care. Keep on beating you up, like he did with Joe Frazier. He beat Joe Frazier up not by punching him in his face, by talking about him all the time, calling him dumb and ignorant and stuff like that. That ain't cool. That ain't no way to be. You know, I don't care who you are. If I fight you, I'm gonna be your friend if I can. If you let me be your friend, like Trouble Burpee was. I was his friend. They start messing around and calling him names and stuff in front of my wife and kids and stuff. But you know, Ali was a good man. In my opinion, he was a good man to come down to Eastern Pennsylvania, one-horse town, 25,000 people in this old city. And then he came down here for me. You don't take that for granted. That's huge, man, with Ali. But I would do the same thing for you.
Well, in 1996, you had the rematch with Spinks, and he ended up winning that as well in a decision, which you weren't very happy about.
No, listen, I wanted to win. I wanted to win, and they didn't want me to win. They wanted to teach me a lesson. But if I'd have had Don King on my side, I would have won. if I'd have got rubbed on my elbows a little bit better with them commissioners, I would have won. They'd say, and the new heavyweight champion of the world, or still the heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, man. Cause listen, I was a nice guy. I stopped to sign autograph for people, and a lot of the guys don't do that. They don't want to sign the autograph. Man, sign that autograph for that lady, that little boy running around. You don't want to sign. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. There's only one person, two people that I seen that did something like that. It was Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. They do that. Them other guys, Holyfield, don't do it. Man, I can't sign the autograph. Man, sign the autograph, man. Why? If I knock you out. So that's what I tell them. You know, they don't want to sign no autograph. They want to act like they big. They better than everybody. You walk into a party and everything, and everybody say, "Hey, how you doing?" But don't ask them for no autograph. Don't tell me you can't do that. What's wrong with your hand? Put that pencil in your hand and give me an autograph. No, guys don't want to do that, man. It's a lot of people turn me off in boxing. And they ain't nothing. They ain't got 2 dimes in their pockets. And they act like they're God. I don't, and I don't care if they sitting here. They ain't better than me or better than you. We might be better at certain things, like this stuff here, on telling me way over here, shooting us across the world. But I ain't better than you, you ain't better than me. We might do things a little different and be a little bit better at doing what we're doing.
Well, after the fight with Spinks, the post-fight interview, you said the judges, the referee, the promoters can kiss me where the sun don't shine.
My big black behind.
That's my big black behind.
My big black behind. I said it, I don't bite my tongue. Everybody say, oh, yeah. No, I say it out loud for everybody to hear. That's the way they don't know how to whisper in each other's ear. Did you hear what Larry Holmes said? He said, they can kiss for the first time. He got that. I got that. Oh, boy, he's such a bad guy. He's such a bad guy. I took millions of dollars to Las Vegas back in 1974 or 5, whatever. Took millions of dollars there, and I fought there a lot. I brought all the Don King fights there. I made him go to Vegas to fight, make a deal with the Dooms or the Caesars or somebody that we could fight there, because I'm not going to take this less money that you promoting the fight. I'm not going to do that. Me and Don King had a few fights, but not a lot of them. About half of my career.
You and Don King had verbal fights or fist fights?
No, I never fought nobody for the fist. I fight them with